All around the world, cities are known for their landmarks and their attractions. Landmarks instantly identify your location, whether it's the Eiffel Tower in Paris, the Statue of Liberty in New York, the Opera House in Sydney, or the Space Needle in Seattle. And just as landmarks identify your location, attractions, whether they're natural or man-made, draw visitors to destinations. All of these events, ice skating in Rockefeller Plaza, horse racing at the Kentucky Derby, Oktoberfest in Munich, or the Flying Fish at Pike's Place Market, make these cities places people want to visit. The city of Federal Way is at a crossroads. It now has a once-in-a-generation opportunity to formulate its downtown. But what will be our identity? What attractions will draw people to our city? And what landmarks will identify us? The Town Center 3 property is primed to both attract visitors and stamp our uniqueness. With visionary development and the major investments already in place, namely the Performing Arts and Events Center, the new downtown staircase, and the Town Square Park, we can elevate this 10th largest city in Washington to be a regional contender in the Pacific Northwest. Are we destined to be a bedroom community forever? This presentation will focus on 3 components proposed for TC3: Town Center Plaza, Town Center Public Market, and Town Center Place. To start, residents of a city need a central gathering place, and in Federal Way, that place will be Town Center Plaza. In the words of Robert Studeville, editor of CNU journal Public Square, town squares are the outdoor living rooms of cities worldwide, the place where you gather, welcome guests, and entertain. And they have been planned at the center of the best North American cities for half a millennium. The laws of the Indies required settlements to be built around squares. Colonial city founders like William Penn and James Oglethorpe made sure to include them in their plans. And century after century, public squares just keep giving to cities, residents, and visitors. The Town Center Plaza will be a multifaceted, multi-use venue. First, it will act as a flatland stadium. While the cost to build an actual stadium in a city would be tremendous, by thinking creatively, this plaza will act as a stadium, but without the bleacher seating. It will be a broad, flat, concrete canvas, and as such, this large space will give city and event organizers room to present a myriad of events, performances, displays, fairs, exhibits, events such as art walks and farmers markets and car shows and carnivals, festivals and competitions, specialty meetups, flavors of Federal Way, and on and on. And with stadium lighting, all events will continue unhindered into the evening. Along with the other capital investments already in place, the plaza will act as another piston, helping to drive Federal Way's downtown economic engine. Will Town Center Plaza rival the Kentucky Derby's annual $200 million economic impact, or the Puyallup Fair's annual $149 million economic impact? Whatever the plaza's impact, it will be substantial, and its effect will increase event by event, year after year. Now, secondly, the large open space of the plaza will serve as the lungs of the city, allowing all residents, and especially those living in the new downtown, a place to breathe. As the downtown grows into the future, it will become more and more congested with buildings and development, and this open space will be highly cherished. An excellent example of this open space concept is Central Park in New York City. It stands as a grand tribute to the visionaries who helped keep this from development. Its bordering real estate is some of the most expensive in the world, and the park itself has an estimated value of $1/2 trillion. At 40 million people annually, it's the country's most visited park. And not only is it visited by locals and domestic tourists, but nearly every international visitor to the city includes the park in their itinerary. It is also one of the world's most filmed locations. At 843 acres, the park's open space at the center of the island is its most beloved aspect of the city. The next major piece of the proposal, to invigorate the new downtown and to attract people, will be the town center's public market. Throughout history, and even now in modern times, public markets have been the main catalyst for a city's growth. Public markets are valuable to cities because they congregate commerce. They capture out-of-town revenue and retain local dollars, helping to generate a vibrant city center. As an example, the Christmas market in Dresden, Germany, is a market with a long history. It has been at the heart of the city for centuries. This Stresselmarkt, or pastry market, touts 240 trade stands, which attract about 3 million visitors from all over the world. The market was founded as a one-day event in 1437, and in 2022, it celebrated its anniversary of 585 years. Public markets are a central hub where people like to go because they are fun, interactive, and reflect what's good and unique about their communities. And because they increase foot traffic year-round, public markets are a proven economic revitalization strategy, which in turn attracts new employers and investment. As business incubators, they nurture entrepreneurs to launch startups that grow into new locally owned small businesses. Additionally, the age of those moving into the city is becoming younger. Taking this into account, the city will need a host of amenities into the future, like a public market, which this demographic very much values. As Federal Way continues to grow even more diverse, employers seeking to build a more diverse workforce will be drawn to the city. A public market in Federal Way will provide a year-round civic center for residents to promote and celebrate our city's diversity. Lastly, the public market will be housed in the town center place. At 100 feet high, this structure will champion our city in the South Sound and build an identity for our city. The observation deck of the town center place will present 360-degree views of the South Sound. Its deck will display the Olympic Mountain Range to the west, the Cascade Mountain Range to the east, Mount Rainier to the south, as well as our own growing downtown. So when it comes to our future and what our city might use as attractions, we only need to match the creative minds of those who have taken full advantage of whatever they had to work with. Some attract visitors with their mighty dam, or ancient ruins, or an enormous clock, or a mistake of a tilting tower, or even just filling up wide open space. So what do we have? The city has already invested in the Performing Arts and Events Center, the Downtown Staircase, and the Town Center Park. An event plaza, a public market, and a noteworthy landmark complementing these features already in place will greatly increase the return on investment of those capital improvements. At this juncture in our city's history, visionary decisions and visionary development will transport our burgeoning city to become a gemstone in the South Puget Sound, a gemstone with over a third of a century in the making. We are truly living up to our city's motto, centered on opportunity.